Hello once again, everybody. It's John and Tyler speaking to you live from Melaleuca Field, located on Jim Garshow Way in Idaho Falls. Coming right up, another Idaho Falls Chukars baseball game against the Boise Hawks. But first, time for the Toyota pregame show. Our guest tonight will be starting pitcher Austin Dubsky. Tyler will chat with Austin in just 2 minutes, so sit back and enjoy another night of Idaho Falls Chukars baseball on KSBZ The Sports Zone, your new home for Fox Sports.
Welcome back to the Toyota pregame show. Tyler Peterson with Chukars starter Austin Dubsky. Now, Austin, I wanted to talk to you today because you've been here the whole year. You started opening day. You've seen this team from game 1 to 81. Today's game 82. And a little bit of the dog days right now. We got through most of the season without ever being shut out. Yesterday, the team took its first shutout. They've dropped a few close games recently to this Boise team, and got swept in a doubleheader in Great Falls. Doesn't sound great. However, this team is still a 51-win team. What's the feeling right now? How do the guys have to sort of get back into the groove?
We have to keep a good mental state. It's easy to get demoralized when you're losing tight games, when you feel like you're losing to teams that you shouldn't lose to. But every team goes through this. At some point during the year, they'll have a little skid where it's either, guys are tired or, mentally, like you said, it's game 82 coming up, and, we've been locked in for the whole year so far, and I think we just got to keep grinding, keep staying together, and, it's not necessarily about the team that's playing the best at game 82, it's about the team that's playing the best at, game 90 through 96, especially kind of where we're at. Since we lost the first half, we're fighting for that playoff spot, but if we start pressing and, are looking at that every single day and worrying about that, we're not going to play our best. We just got to get back to just showing up to the park, playing our game, getting back to, what we're really good at, and keep grinding, keeping our head up, and not being afraid to, accept the fact that we're playing not our best baseball right now, and keep working to move forward to where we want to be at the end of the year.
I think it's a credit to you guys, and it's something we shouldn't look past, that you really have not faced that much adversity this year. You had 2 losing streaks of 4 games, and then you just had a season high of 5. But this team all year had winning streaks of 12, of 8, of 6. I mean, this has been a great ball club. You're still 21 games over 500 and the second best team in the whole league record-wise. Obviously, in the second half, things are a little bit different with how records work. It's the Hawks right now who have the best record in the second half. And a lot of these guys, haven't been on the team the whole year. I look at a lot of guys who came straight out of college. They played maybe 40 games, and then they came onto this team and played another 60. Some guys are close to their 100th game this year. And to their credit, for most of the season, they had not really shown much fatigue. The team had always been rolling. They had a good feeling about them. And this is just something you chalk up to, hey, this is a bad stretch, and it's just been sort of scrutinized a little bit more because this team really hasn't had bad stretches this year.
Yeah, we really haven't. You look at all the winning streaks and the winning we've done. We've been really hot, been very, very consistent throughout those streaks. And, even with this, skid that we've been on, we've been consistent, but the wrong type of consistent. So we just got to get back to what we do really well and realize that we are that 51 game winning team, and not dive so much into what's been going on lately. We need to look back to getting that confidence of getting the ball rolling again and get back to kind of what we do really well.
Well, the good news for the Chukars is they're 2 games out of first, as are the Paddleheads. And for the Chukars, there's 2 ways into the playoffs. So this will really be a test of mental strength. Obviously, with only 2 weeks left, you get Billings for 6, who currently leads this division. So it's got to be a confident feeling for knowing the guys around you in this locker room, knowing that this is the stretch, and knowing that you guys are right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have our more important games ahead of us, so it's kind of about, who's going to answer the bell when the times get tough. And right now, like you said, it's been sort of not easy, but it's been sort of easy to show up to the park, when we're winning and having a good time. And now, who's going to step up? Who's going to flip that switch and step up when the team really needs them and, win these close games? The second half's always going to be way closer than the first. Especially in this league, I've noticed a lot of teams flip whole rosters and have a really good season. Like I look at the Hawks, and they're having a great second half. And, looking at us, our second half isn't nearly as good as our first half, but like you said, we're still 2 games back, so it's not like anything completely out of it or anything like that. We just need to get back to, who we are as a team and get the ball rolling again.
Sorry this interview wasn't as positive as our previous ones, but I appreciate your time, Austin.
Absolutely.
That's Austin Dubsky. John, back to you.
Thank you very much, Tyler, and thank you, Austin Dubsky, for that look inside the Chukars locker room. Starting lineups up next here on KSBZ, the Sports Zone. Game number 82 of the season. Game number 19 between the Chukars and the Hawks. Of course, the Highway Series trophy up for grabs. Right now, before we get the ball game underway, time for the singing of our national anthem. And the honors tonight with the Idaho Falls a cappella.
Oh, sing and you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we echoed at twilight's last evening, were bright nights and bright stars to the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the wondrous red bird almost bursting in air. It grew through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, stay us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the brave and the home of the
An all-time favorite here at Melaleuca Field, the Idaho Falls a cappella. And here's another all-time favorite at Melaleuca Field, Tyler Peterson with your
Oh,
lineups.
you're too nice, John. Miles Miller, the DH today, will lead it off for Gary Van Tall and the Boise Hawks, followed by Jason Dicochea at second base, batting second. Alejandro Rivero, the shortstop, bats third. Vladimir Galindo, the first baseman, bats fourth. Robbie Enriquez in right, batting fifth, followed by Sean Skelly. He will catch and bat sixth. Tyler Jorgensen at third, batting seventh. Greg White in center, batting eighth. Pat Adams in left, batting ninth, with Zach Penrod on the mound. As for your Idaho Falls Chukars, it'll be Steve Barmaking leading off once again, but he will DH today. He will not be in the field. Webb Little will be at first base. He'll bat second. Matt Feinstein in left, batting third. Hunter Hiskey moves up to the cleanup spot. He will catch. Tyler Kelly at second base. He will bat fifth. Kona Quiggle in center. He will bat sixth. Tyler Van Marter moves up 2 spots to the 7th hole. He will play short, with Sam Little in right field, batting eighth, and Tyler Wyatt making his Melaleuca Field debut at third base, batting ninth, behind Nick Floyd.
Nick Floyd, the top pitcher in the Pioneer League, has a record of 7 wins and 1 loss, an ERA of 4.00. 72 innings of work, 79 hits. He has walked 24, struck out 48. He's making his 5th start against the Hawks. He's 3-1 with a 3.24 ERA. So it'll be Nick Floyd facing the hottest team in the Pioneer League, the Boise Hawks. Your umpires for tonight's ball game: Tegan Smith behind the plate, Blair Peepo at first, Bill Shortridge at third. Weather-wise tonight, 73 degrees, hazy, and no wind whatsoever as we're ready for this 4th of 9 games between these two teams. Miles Miller will lead things off. He's the DH. Bats from the left side. First pitch low. Game time at 7:15. Miller hitting .358, has 6 home runs and 44 RBI this year. Swings at the next pitch. Fly ball. Feinstein in left field on the run. That's going to slide. And did he make the catch? No, he did not. Third base umpire gave us no signal whatsoever. Tyler Wyatt at third base for the Chukars tonight. Tyler Van Marter at short. Tyler Kelly at second. And Webb, call me Tyler Little at first base. It's an all-Tyler infield tonight for the Chukars. Not really. 1-1 pitch. High ball to Matt Feinstein in left, Kona Quiggle in center, Sam Little in right, and Hunter Hiskey behind the plate. Nick Floyd has been outstanding since coming from the bullpen to the starting rotation, Tyler Peterson.
He has, and he took his first loss in a 7-inning game in Great Falls, but he was a tough luck loser that day. He pitched exceptionally.
3-1 pitch, high fly ball. It's going to be the big wave going to settle under this one, and straightaway center field makes the squeeze for out number 1.
Today, John, this is a game where the Chukars need to respond. If I could go a little metaphorical early on here, it's sort of like you're on a long road trip this season. Long road trip, you're on the highway, but the GPS has suddenly gone out. You got to rely on old maps, and you don't want to miss your exit. And you know it's a little bit further. It's almost there at the end of the journey, but you might miss that exit. You don't want to. So right now, the Chukars, 2 games behind first. They've got to make sure they finish this correctly.
Very well said. Jason Dicochea, the second baseman. By the way, this is the only action in the Pioneer League tonight. Normally Tuesdays are travel day, but not tonight. Next pitch from Nick Floyd is a called strike. 1-1 on Dicochea, hitting .324, has 6 home runs and 51 RBI. Chukars need to dial it in. That pitch high, ball 2. Chukars, of course, in their home pinstripe uniforms for the second straight game. The Hawks all gray with gold numbers and lettering. The Hawks lead the Southern Division by 2 games. Here's a ball hit past Tyler Wyatt into left field for a 1-out single. The Hawks overall are 40-41, 1 game under 500. Second half, they're 9-19-14. The Chukars are 51-30 overall, but here in the second half, just 1 game over 500 at 17 wins and 16 losses. Boise is 20-13, excuse me. Here's Rivero. He's been tough on the Chukars, batting .365 on the season. He hit a home run in the first inning last night when the Hawks jumped out to a 4-0 lead and never looked back. The 1-0 pitch, called strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count on Alejandro Rivera, or Rivero, out of Miami, Florida. Second on the team in home runs with 15. The kick, the 1-1 from Floyd, a swing and a miss on a ball that was out of the strike zone. Rivero chased and came up empty.
It's not something the Hawks did a whole lot yesterday. They were not able to get these Hawks hitters to chase. Everything that was hit hard. It was a bad night all over.
1-2 pitch, high, fastball, 2-2. Rivero bats from the right side. In the 3-game set thus far, 4 hits in 11 at-bats. Dicochea, the runner at first, he's 2 for 4 in stealing bases. 2-2 pitch, fouled back. Neither team really likes to run a lot. 64 attempts for the Hawks in 82 games. Chukars 72 attempts in the same amount of games, but in the success, Chukars are 85% successful on the base pass, and the Hawks are 66%.
I know the Chukars haven't attempted a steal in this series. I'm not sure about the Hawks.
Here's the pitch, fouled back. On the season, the Chukars are 10 for 10 against Boise pitching catching. Count 2-2, Rivero battling Nick Floyd early in this game. Third batter. Not a bad crowd here on a Tuesday night. 2-2 pitch, fouled back. And we'll do it again. They had a magician in the pregame entertainment. That's all I'll say. 2-2 count. 1 out, 1 on. The kick, the pitch from Floyd. Call strike 3 at the knees on the outside corner, and Rivero walks back to the dugout and looks over his shoulder at home plate umpire Tegan Smith. Strikeout number 2, or strikeout 1, out number 2. And here's Vladimir Galindo, leads the team in home runs with 17. 6 of those against the Chukars this year.
Now, last year you didn't see, last game, last night, you did not see Jake Binder get rewarded for hitting his spots very often, but there, Floyd rewarded for painting the outside corner there.
First pitch from Nick, same location, same result, called strike one. Galindo 5 hits and 13 at-bats in the previous 3 games. Floyd's 0-1 delivery. Ball hit into left field. Feinstein on the run. It's not going to be caught. It's going to be a 2-out single. Galindo goes halfway to second, but the Chukars get it back into the infield. So second hit off Nick Floyd. Runners at the corners with 2 outs for Robbie Enriquez. And he's been the difference for Boise. He is 5 for 12 at the plate. Enriquez hitting .359. Hit his first home run of the season earlier. Left-handed batter is Enriquez out of Puerto Rico. Played his college ball in the States at Indiana State. First and third, 2 outs. First pitch from Nick is upstairs, ball 1.
And certainly, John, you would know this better than I, but one of the main differences this year is it's far less international a league than it used to be.
No doubt about that. Not many foreigners on these teams. That pitch, wild pitch. Hiskey can't find it, and the Hawks get the first run on a wild pitch. That went straight up in the air. Hunter couldn't find it, and it landed right by home plate, but as soon as he did find it, Dico Shea was making his slide into home.
I can't blame Hunter for not being able to find that. I mean, that ball was basically right above his head the entire time. And you're right, John. I don't think that fell more than 2 feet from home plate, but I think Dico Shea would have been scoring on that play because that ball was in the air for a long time.
2-0 on Enriquez. Shallow fly ball. Feinstein's going to call for it. Matt will make the catch for out number 3. The Hawks get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base after 1/2. Boise 1. Idaho Falls coming to the plate. Chukars down 1-0. Barmakian, Little, and Feinstein to lead things off against Zach Penrod. He's an Idaho native, born in Nampa, went to Columbia High School in Nampa, played at Northwest Nazarene College in Nampa. And back in 2018, he played 4 games with the Arizona Texas Rangers, went 0-2. But this year he's 3-3 with a 5.53 earned run average, but against the Chukars, making his 3rd start. He's 2-0. He's pitched 12 innings, Tyler, and he's only given up 6 hits.
And if he had not been injured for about a month and a half, we might be talking about Penrod the way we talk about Matt Dallas as one of the better strikeout throwers in the whole league. In 57 innings, he has 69 strikeouts. He's not given up a ton of runs, a 5.53 ERA. That is, I would say, above average for this league, John. A league where teams 1 and teams 7 in ERA are just .8 across from each other. Chukars are the best ERA at 6.23, and the Mustangs with a 7.03 ERA.
So it'll be Steve Barmakian leading things off. He's the designated hitter tonight for the Chukars, batting .336. 1 home run, 40 RBI for Steve. Lefty-lefty matchup, and Penrod's first pitch right down the middle for a called strike 1. So this young man is a born and raised Idaho product. There's a ball hit the opposite way. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to be extra bases for Barmakian. He's going to cruise into second, takes a turn, but a leadoff double for Barmakian, and a great start for the home team. Just served it the opposite way down the left field line. For Barmakian, his 18th double of the year and his 5th against the Hawks.
Well, the Chukars were able to get runners in scoring position yesterday, but they were not able to get them in. So for Webb, for Matt, and for Hunter, this will be a early test of how they respond to yesterday's shutout.
I think last night they were 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Webb Little batting .359, 14 home runs, 95 RBI. And he goes the opposite way, ground ball, foul ball down the third baseline. Webb just 2 for 12 in the series and hitting just .269 against Boise pitching this year. The league leader in doubles with 32. Has been in a mini slump as of late, still batting .359. 0-1 pitch to Webb, takes it low and away, 1-1. Webb had a double last night, and he had a triple in Saturday's ball game. Penrod comes set at the belt. Quick check of the runner at second, Barmakian. The kick, the pitch, outside, good take for Webb. It's 2-1.
And that was a good take. You want to be able to think in 1-1 count, look for a certain pitch. If it's not there, let it go. You got another pitch to play with. He wasn't looking breaking ball on the outside. He took it, recognized it wasn't going to be in the zone, and now he's ahead in the count 2-1.
Another lefty-lefty matchup. Penrod versus Webb Little. 2-1 pitch, a swing and a miss on some high heat, and it's 2-2. Just got a text from Steve Thayer, our photographer here at Melaleuca Field. I think you hit it right on the nose there, Steve. 2-2 the count. There's a ball hit to left field, not deep. It'll be Pat Adams. He'll make the catch, and there's out number 1. Now here's Matt Feinstein. RBI number 100 at second base for Matt. Matt out of Old Brookville, New York. 6'1", 205. 18 home runs and 99 RBI, the Pioneer League record 101. That was, of course, with a 76-game schedule. First right-hander that Penrod has faced. The kick, the pitch, breaking ball inside, 1-0. Feels strange not to be checking the Pioneer League scoreboard. We're the only show around. Penrod set at the belt. Looks at Barmakian. Here's the 1-0 delivery to Matt. Outside, 2-0. I don't know if I gave you the Hawks defensively. Tyler Jorgensen at third. Alejandro Rivero, the shortstop. Jason Dicochea at second, and Vladimir Galindo at first base. Pat Adams in left, Greg White in center, Robbie Enriquez in right, and Sean Skelly behind the plate. 2-0 on the way to Matt. Inside, that's going to be a wild pitch, and The catcher for the Hawks couldn't find it. It went straight up and down the third base line where Penrod caught it on the bounce.
That's two of the stranger wild pitches I've seen all year in back-to-back half innings.
Well, let's see if the Chukars can take advantage. Chukars have not scored in 10 innings.
Green light.
3-0 pitch, infield in, and that's ball 4. Matt leads the league not only in RBI but in walks, and now runners at first and third. It does set up the double play. And Hunter Hiskey has moved up in the batting order, batting 5th last night and the last few ball games. Tonight he's in the cleanup position.
How about this for Matt Feinstein? That's his 73rd walk. He leads the league in plate appearances with 389, but Andrew Don leads this team in at-bats. So just to show you how often Feinstein gets on base.
Hiskey, another left-handed hitter, the third in the first 4 for Billy Gardner Jr. That pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Hunter batting .340, 3 home runs, 2 against the Hawks, 48 RBI this year. He has taken over the catching duties. The 1-0 pitch to Hiskey, outside and high, ball 2.
Again, you look for a response. Here's first and third, 1 out. You know, yesterday, this would be a situation where Hiskey might roll over into double play, but here you look for him to drive something.
Don't say that negative 2 words. Pitch outside, ball 3. That begins with a D and a P. And I'm not talking Dr. Pepper.
47 spices, John. Is that what it is?
I think so. 3-0 the count. Chukars trail, but threatening here in the bottom of the first. That pitch is ball 4, and Penrod has walked 2 in a row. Bases are loaded for Tyler Kelly, batting 5th tonight for Billy Gardner Jr. Tyler, .370 batter on the season. He has struggled against Boise, hitting just .200.
This is an interesting sign as Mick Van Kumpen comes out to talk to Penrod. And honestly, you walk back-to-back hitters. This is a guy who doesn't walk hitters all that often. This is a good time for Van Kumpen to come out.
Mikkel Van Kumpen. Sounds like maybe a South African name.
Close. He's actually Dutch. He's from the Netherlands.
At third base, Barmakian. Second base, Feinstein. First base, Hiskey. At the plate, Kelly with 1 out.
Now this is interesting. John Ellison, who we've seen as a starter before, warming in the Hawks bullpen.
You know, we mentioned, Tyler, that the Chukars are 2 games out of first place. The Hawks are 2 games in front of Grand Junction, first place in the Southern Division.
And it's very cut and dry what happens today. One of these teams will be a half game better, and one team will be a half game worse.
Tyler Kelly wearing those socks high. Wearing Mickey Mantle's number 7. Cottonwood, Arizona, his hometown. 5'10", 185, and he swings hard. No place to put him. Back-to-back walks by Penrod, the kid out of Nampa. And the first pitch to Tyler. He pops it up on the infield. It's going to be the infield fly, making the catch over Dico Chea. And now it's going to be up to the big wave, Kona Quiggle. Well, let's don't start this trend again. Kona has been the cleanup hitter, dropped to the number 6 spot tonight. Hitting .350, 12 home runs, 65 RBI.
If you look at the lineup today, there's a lot of lefty-righty since Webb. Webb lefty, Feinstein righty, Hiskey lefty, Kelly righty, and now Kona lefty.
2 out, 3 on. Can the big wave come through? Fastball outside corner at 92, caught the edge, 0-1. Kona has a pair of triples in this series. He was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. Facing a tough lefty, Zach Penrod. Swing and a miss, foul tip held on by the catcher on a nice pitch from Penrod, and Kona's down in the count 0-2. Barr making at third, Feinstein at second, Hiskey at first. 2 strikes on Kona. And he goes the opposite way. Is it going to be a fair ball? It will be a fair ball. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes Hiskey. 3 runs are going to score. And the big wave with a 3-run double. Chukars lead. The big wave with the big hit thus far. His 23rd double, RBI 66, 67, and 68. And the Chukars maybe have the monkey off their back.
And that was the one we've been waiting for a while. They had to wait till 2 outs and 2 strikes, lefty on lefty, but Kona clears the bases with a double. And let that be something that starts a long trend.
Here's Tyler Van Marter batting 7th tonight. Usually the number 9 hitter. He swings and misses at the first pitch from Zach Penrod.
Everybody clap your hands.
Tyler 3 for 10 in the series, but boy, he struggled in Boise. I think he was 1 for 27.
Yep.
Still batting over 300, 309 for the Chukar shortstop. Penrod looks, there's the pitch. Inside, taken by Tyler, and the count is 1-1.
He's been much hotter of late, including that 2-run single in the second to last inning of the doubleheader game to tie the game.
Right-handed hitter is Tyler Van Marter facing the lefty Penrod. The kick, the 1-1 pitch. That's chopped foul behind the plate, 1-2. Boy, I had that feeling. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 0-2 down on the count, but Kona, the left-handed swinger, went down the left field line for that bases clearing double. And the left-hander continues to throw in the Hawks bullpen. 1-2 to Tyler Van Marter. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out, but the Chukars score 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We played 1 from the Luke. It's the Chukars 3 and the Hawks 1 on KSBZ. Top of 2, Skelly, Jorgensen, White to face Nick Floyd. Well, they had the big celebration parade for the Idaho Falls Bandits today, downtown Idaho Falls. And tomorrow you can meet and greet the world champions here at Melaleuca Field. And we'll have head coach Ryan Alexander and several players in the booth with us tomorrow night. That should be fun. First pitch, a called strike 0-1. I picked up my Bandits back-to-back champions hat.
Oh, looks good as well.
And they'll be selling those in the Chukar gift shop tomorrow. That pitch, low, 1-1.
I still have my shirt from our giveaway last year here, and I'd like to pick up another one if I can.
Foul back by Skelly. Sean Skelly hitting .267. He's played just one game thus far, 1 for 3. In the second game, or the second game on Sunday, the 7-inning ball game. The count 1-2, right-handed hitter against the righty, Nick Floyd. 1-2 pitch, he blew him away. Second strikeout for Nick. Out number 1 here in the second. And the batter will be Tyler Jorgensen. So we have 4 Tylers on the field as we speak and 1 in the booth. That's crazy.
We're going to have Tyler Night coming up on September 11th. No. Although, we would love to see the Chukars in a game on September 11th.
Yes, we would. First pitch called strike 1.
Of course, if there is a game on September 11th, that will be hosted by Missoula in the divisional playoff.
Fly ball, center field, Quiggle going back, still going back. He's going to look up, and this one is off the wall. And it's going to be a double for Tyler Jorgensen. On a normal night here at Melaleuca, that would have been out. No wind whatsoever as it went off the center field fence. And it's a one-out double for Tyler Jorgensen. That's his fifth hit of the series thus far, and brings up Greg White, the center fielder. White out of Greensboro, North Carolina. 6'1", 195, a right-handed hitter. He's 1 for 5 in the series here at the Luke. Batting just 100 against the Chukars this year. The first pitch high from Floyd, 1-0. Nick Pretty Boy Floyd on the mound for the Chukars. And I'll tell you what, he is a pretty boy.
Favorite son of Elkhart, Indiana.
That pitch high, ball 2. Nick played his college ball at Ball State, the same school that gave us David Letterman. 2-0 the count on White, the number 8 hitter. 1 out, 1 on. That pitch high, and it's 3-0. Nick out of Indiana, Elkhart. Big Cubs fan growing up. Big Sammy Sosa fan. And he coaches youth baseball in the off season. 3-0. Floyd to White. Oh, not even close enough for the automatic 3-0, and it's ball 4. So now runners at first and second with 1 out for Pat Adams, the number 9 hitter. First walk issued by Nick. Adams hitting .257 in limited duty with the Boise team. Adams played for the Lincoln Salt Dogs. And he's going to try to bunt, but he bunts it foul.
Love all these indie names. We've heard so many this year, and every time I hear another one that I'm not exactly sure how they came up with it.
You know, Miles Miller, the guy on deck, played for the East Side Diamond Hoppers. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Chukars lead 3-1. Hawks hitting here in the top of the second. That pitch is high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Adams 0 for 6 in the series over the last 3 ball games. He's playing left field tonight, bats from the left side. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball could be to Tyler, to Little, and out at second, out at first, and out of the inning. Van Marder on the exchange caught it barehanded to make the play. 6-4-3, that'll do it for the Hawks. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. To the bottom of the second we go. Chukars 3 and the Hawks 1. Yep, we love rock and roll here at Melaleuca Field. You hear Joan Jett and the Blackhearts in the background. Coming up to the plate for the Chukars will be Sam Little, Tyler Wyatt, and Steve Barmakian.
Probably a nice little content ID claim on that song once we upload this video, but that's okay.
Sam Little, he's 3 for 9 in the series. Getting a little more PT and hit the ball hard last night in a pinch hitting role. Lined a double to right center field. Sam takes the first pitch, called strike 1. Sam has 3 home runs, 10 doubles, and 6 triples. I mean, he has a lot of extra base hits for as many at-bats as he had this year. 0-1 pitch. There's the same pitch, called strike 2 at 92 on the gun from Zach Penrod.
Not a lot of regular playing time for Sam, like you said, but the pinch hits lately, we've had some pretty good looks at Sam. Think back to that Ogden series, he started off that 5-run rally with a pinch hit.
0-2 breaking ball, misses outside, 1-2. Penrod went to Columbia High School, one of the newer high schools in Nampa, Idaho. 1-2 pitch to Sam. Good check. He did not go, says the third base umpire, Bill Shortridge. We haven't seen him here this year. And that was a good check by Sam. 2-2. And the pitch is outside, ball 3, count full on the number 8 hitter.
I don't know about Shortridge, but I could use some short ribs right about now.
Full count, 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Chukars lead 3-1. And this pitch, he takes it for ball 4. Good A.B. Sam Little. He's sort of had the strikeout bug as of late, but good eye that time. That's the third walk issued by Penrod already. And we bring up another Tyler, the newest Tyler, Tyler Wyatt.
How about that 0-2 to 4-2 for Sam, though? What a great at-bat.
Tyler Wyatt played in the San Francisco Giants organization at San Jose. He's only been at the plate 2 times for the Chukars this year, right-handed hitter out of Peoria, Arizona. Pitches low, ball 1. Penrod, normally good control. In 57 innings, he had walked only 28, but he's walked 3 here in the first 2 tonight.
And through the first 29 pitches of this game, 16 of those are balls.
Little being held on by Galindo. That pitch is low as well, and it's 2-0.
Tyler Wyatt with some Chucker connections. He played with Conequiggle at Grand Canyon University. He also played with Bob Malaki's son at Grand Canyon University.
Throw over to first base. Sam 1 for 1 in stealing bases. So I'm sure Bob Malaki got a little scouting report from his son. 2-0 pitch. Ball hit to right field, but it's going to be right at the right fielder. And Little, is he doubled up? He is. He went halfway, and you could tell that ball was going to be caught. It was hit on a line to Robbie Enriquez, and it's a double play, 9-3.
Well, I have to say, Sam went halfway, but he went way too far by going halfway. That was, as soon as I saw where that ball was going toward Enriquez, he should have been going back toward first.
So out number 2, top of the order, Steve Barmakin led off the Chuckers offense with a double tonight. Left-hander Barmakin facing the left-hander Penrod. Pitch high, ball 1. Of course, last night the Chuckers had a runner picked off at first base with a runner at second base. 1-0 pitch, called strike, 92 on the fastball, and it's 1-1 on Barmakian.
I mean, I'm slowing this down. It's about as bang-bang as you can get. He might have been safe by about 1 inch.
There's a foul ball right back in the sweets to our left and ricochets into section L1.
He could have been safe, John, by maybe just his toe, but
Really?
he did himself no favors by getting that far off the bag.
1-2 on Barmakian. Penrod. And Steve chases one way out of the strike zone. They'll make the throw to first for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We played 2 on your Tuesday. Idaho Falls leads Boise 3-1. Three-1 Chuckers lead. Top of the order for the Hawks in the top of the 3rd. Miles Miller will lead things off. Hit a fly ball to Conequiggle. And he takes the first offering from Nick Floyd for a called strike. Miller last night was 0 for 6 in the ball game. And he swings at the next pitch, fouls it back, and he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. 358 hitter is Miles Miller on the year, but 80 points lower than that against the Chucker pitchers at 278. Left-handed hitter, and he chokes up when he has 2 strikes. That pitch just missed outside, 1-2. Miles from Ontario. Not Ontario, Oregon, or Ontario, California. Ontario in Canada. Pitch inside, 2-2 the count. He's from Windsor, Ontario. .6'2", 190, 25 years old, a left-handed hitter. Floyd into the windup, 2-2 pitch. That's lifted foul and out of play. Come on to the ball game tomorrow night. Meet the world champion Bandits. Also, it's team poster night tomorrow night. 2-2 pitch. Just missed outside. The count full, 3-2.
I'll have to say, if you're going to be from Canada, Windsor, Ontario is about as American as you can
Really?
get. It is right next to Detroit. I mean, on the border.
3-2 pitch. Another fly ball. Feinstein takes a couple of steps to the foul line down the left field line, and it goes out of play.
If you look, John, this red on the map, that's Windsor County, and there's where the county where Detroit is.
I think I've been there. I was at Tiger Stadium a long time ago, and I wanted to go to Canada, so we just went there and came right back.
That's probably then.
Here's a swing and a miss. He chased one, did Miles Miller, for the 3rd strikeout for Nick Floyd. 1 up, 1 down here in the 3rd. That was my vacation of a lifetime. Game 1, Old County Stadium in Milwaukee. Game 2, Old Comiskey Park in Chicago.
Was this with Jim?
Yes, with Jim Garshow. Game 3, Wrigley. Game 4, the Old Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Here's a called strike, 0-1 the count. Yep, 4 games in 4 different stadiums, and only 1 is now standing. That was back in the mid-'80s. 0-1 pitch. Called strike, it's 0-2 on Jason DiCochea. 1 out here in the 3rd. Floyd kicks, pitches, high, 1-2. Went to a famous pub in Detroit, just outside Tiger Stadium, where Billy Martin used to hang out. 1-2 pitch. That's hit to the right side. Little on the run. Sam reaches up and makes a running catch in right field for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Alejandro Rivero. Strikeout victim his first time up. Tell you what, in Milwaukee, there's a bar on every corner. Every corner.
I believe that.
And they sold the best brats with the red sauce. Pitch down low, 1-0.
Good German town, good German heritage.
Yep.
I prefer the Bockwurst myself. If you know the Bockwurst.
Was it Hamm's the beer that made Milwaukee famous, or Schlitz?
I don't know.
1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2. I think it might have been Schlitz. Yeah, because Hamm's was the beer of 10,000 lakes or something like that.
Well, that would have been Minnesota then, right?
2-0 pitch. It's going to be Tyler Wyatt, cuts in front of Barmakian. Not Barmakian, he cuts in front of Van Marter for out number 3. And Nick Floyd has his first 3 up, 3 down frame. Bottom of 3, 3-1 Chukars lead on KSBZ. Bottom of 3, Chukars lead 3-1. Webb Little, Matt Feinstein, Hunter Hiskey to face Zach Penrod, the kid out of Nampa. And it's the celebrity third inning, and tonight in the booth, one of the outstanding interns here at Melaleuca this summer, it's Daniel Hansen. Daniel, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think celebrity might be a little bit too big of a word.
It's never too big. Daniel was the first intern who came to Idaho Falls way back when.
Yeah, way back when on April 1st, which feels about 4 years ago at this point.
Tell us about yourself, hometown, college, etc.
Yeah, so I'm from Logan, Utah, born and raised. Went to Utah State there, majored in journalism with an emphasis in public relations, and graduated in December 2019. And a couple months after that, something happened in the world. And
what would that be?
No idea, but I couldn't get a job at all. So went back to school actually just about a year now, actually. Flown by, but went back to get a master's in sport management.
Nice.
And then heard about this internship through that, and then applied, got accepted, came here, and that leads us to now.
Count on Webb Little as 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I got to ask you, Dan, because you were there in the early days of this season. That just seems like a whole different job, a whole different lifetime ago, I'm sure.
Again, it was like 4 years ago. You could tell me that was like 2016, and I'd probably believe you.
Here's a swing and a miss by Webb Little. The second strikeout for Zach Penrod.
Now, Chris has you working a lot of different jobs. It's internship in minor league baseball. Why don't you give folks sort of an idea of what the day-to-day or hour-by-hour is like for you?
So I guess on a game day, we all get here at 9 a.m. When I get here, I'm kind of the graphic design guru, apart from you, Tyler. So I get up updating all the player at-bats, updating all their stats for the video board, all the ads, all the commercials and stuff, make sure that's all good to go for each night, each sponsor. Then after that, I'm the salad guru as well for Paul. So all the green salads you're eating for all the barbecues, you're welcome.
Chef Dan.
On the basketball court, apparently. That's my nickname. Definitely not deserved.
1-2 the count.
As long as you don't make salads like Kramer did.
In the shower.
Yeah, I at least refrain from that. We're gloved up. It's safe to eat, at least. But yeah, I do that. I do the catering for the players after the game. I make sure that's all good to go. I do whatever else needs to be done, field work. Looks like a strikeout there from Feinstein. Yeah.
So what's your least favorite? Field work? Pulling tarp?
Oh, pulling tarp is the worst.
Yeah, it is the worst.
We did it just as for Saturday night, and since then my phone has been on the fritz. Something fierce.
2 strikeouts by Penrod here in the third, talkie with Dan Hansen, one of the outstanding interns. Logan, Utah, what high school did you go to?
I went to Mountain Crest, so I actually grew up in Hiram and then Millville on the south side of the valley. So in the boonies, we were all made fun of for being cowboys and hicks at my high school, but we also beat everybody else in the valley in sports, so we took it in stride.
Yeah. Just say, hey, look at the scoreboard. And the scoreboard here reads 3-1, Chukars with the lead. The count 3-0 on Hunter Hiskey. And that's ball 4. So 2 straight strikeouts followed by a walk. The 4th walk by Zach Penrod.
And I think that's also 2 straight 4-pitch walks for Hiskey. Like, they have not given him anything to hit.
So you've always been involved in sports, a big sports fan growing up? And
I've always been a sports fan, like, since I was a little kid.
Yep.
The rest of my family's off and on with sports, but I've always just been, like, super into sports.
Favorite baseball team?
Red Sox.
Oh, man, come on, you're killing me.
Yeah, well, you're killing us right now, so.
The count. 2 outs. Kelly takes one inside. I noticed your favorite football team, the Ravens of Baltimore. How does a kid out of Logan like the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, like I said, my family's not huge into sports. my mom is a Cubs fan. That was the only team that was like, that's a team of the family. Not impressed enough to get me to be a Cubs fan, apparently, though. But since that, I went to video games a lot. So I had a demo game for the PlayStation 1. You could play NFL Game Day 2001 for 5 minutes. And you could only play as either the Baltimore Ravens or the New York Giants. And for whatever reason, I've hated the Giants since birth. So I picked the Ravens, and it stuck.
2-0 the count, 1 on, 2 outs. Called strike, 2 and 1 on Tyler Kelly. If you're from Utah, you got to be a Jazz fan, don't you? No! Wow!
No, my friends hate me for this.
Who's your team in basketball?
Celtics.
Okay, you're out of here.
Yeah.
I was going to keep you around for another half inning. Here's a Boston boy grown up in Logan, Utah. Here's an check swing by Kelly, 2-2 the count with 2 outs.
I am a season ticket holder, at least with some friends, for the Jazz. So I'm not against them. But yeah, when the Celtics are in town, I've got my I've got my Marcus Smart jersey on for that.
Okay. 2-2 the count, 2 out, 1 on. 3-1 the score here in the bottom of the third. Did that one hit? TK, it did. So a hit by pitch, and Penrod continues to struggle with the control. And now it'll be Kona Quiggle. The big wave had the big hit in the first, a bases clearing double. Now understand, you just picked up a new gig. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so actually I'm really good friends with Utah State's women's basketball broadcaster for the past couple of years. His name's Jaden Johnson, and he actually just got hired out to Marquette.
Nice.
Not for their broadcast crew or anything, just in the media relations department. But that happened like 2 weeks ago. Utah State was left in kind of a bind, and he dropped my name as somebody that might be interested in the job and familiar enough that I could do it. So they called me up a week and a half ago, offered it. So I'll be in there basically as soon as this homestand ends, unfortunately. I'll miss the last few games of the season here.
Swing and a miss by Kona, the voice of the Lady Aggies. That's pretty impressive. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Have you done some play-by-play before?
Yeah, so I did some broadcast work for USU Athletics a couple years ago. Called volleyball, women's soccer, some gymnastics meets, some softball as well. So they know me. I also covered Utah State football and basketball, men's basketball at least, pretty closely for the past couple of years as well. So they knew me really well. That's part of the reason why they reached out.
Quiggle goes the opposite way. Miller, the left fielder, runs out of territory. Foul ball, 1-2. Well, you're going to make your professional debut in the top of the fourth doing some play-by-play right here on KSBZ, the Sports Zone. Okay,
it's been a couple of years, but I can brush off my baseball terminology to try to handle that.
Nothing like some ambush play-by-play.
You always got to be ready. Got to be on your toes.
So Kona gets the bat from Foul Ball Paul, the bat boy for the Chukars. 1-2 with 2 outs. Hiskey, the runner, at second. Kelly at first. After both Webb Little and Matt Feinstein whiffed on the fastballs from Zach Penrod. Penrod checks the runner. Kicks. 1-2 pitch. Check the swing. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Says the third base umpire who is behind the mound. 2-2 the count. Any nice road trips you'll be going on with the Utah State ladies basketball team?
So actually, yeah, I'll be traveling with the team. So they've got a couple games scheduled. They play at Cal Berkeley, so I'll be heading there. And I think November, December, so right about when it would be nice to get out of Logan for a bit.
Exactly.
They've got a couple more. I'm going to Ball State, so Nick Floyd can be happy about that. And we also got a trip to southeastern Louisiana, where the coach actually played. So that's going to be a fun one.
Oh, this one took a bad hop over Galindo's head. One run's going to score. Here comes Tyler Kelly. 2 runs are going to score, and Kona Quiggle. How about this? 2 doubles, 5 RBI, and the Chukars lead 5-1 as that thing took a nasty hop and nearly took the head off the first baseman, Vladimir Galindo. Wow, so Quiggle with 5 RBI in the ball game on 2 hits.
And both on 2 strikes as well.
Pretty darn impressive.
Dan, we've got John on our YouTube live chat that says this is the best interview of the season. Loves the Celtics, loves the Sox, and hates the Giants. He's a genius.
Oh, man.
Rightfully so.
Just look at the standings. That's all I got to say.
Oh, I'm not saying anything in baseball
I
this
know.
year. It's been bad for the past few weeks.
Oh, here's a ball pops out of the glove of the catcher. And over to third base goes Quiggle. That'll be a wild pitch. It was way high. As Van Marter has the count of 1-0. Yeah, that has to be pretty darn exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Get back to where family, friends are as well. And then I really would like to work in athletic departments somewhere. Those aspects of the job really appeal to me in there. All their graphic design work, social media. And I mean, it's going to be really fun being with the team, doing the broadcast work this year. So it's going to be a fun fall and winter.
Pitch high, 2-0. And I love Logan, Utah. What a pretty place that is. And the campus is really nice.
Campus is really nice, really cold. It's maybe the only place they can beat out Idaho Falls in terms of how cold it's going to get in the winter. But I love it. Really good food, really good nature, walks, hikes, and every outdoor activity you could possibly want to do is within like 30 minutes.
3-0 the count. Any in and outs yet in Logan?
They actually do have one that's opening up soon.
All right.
I believe right there, if you've ever been to Logan, right on Main Street and 4th North, they're building one there. So I'm excited for it, almost solely because it's going to make every other place less busy. But it's going to be nice to have something else that's open late there too.
Here's a ball hit hard. This one is going to be off the wall. Tyler Van Marter has a cruise-in stand-up double, and it's a 6-1 score. A little more altitude, and that would have been out of here. For Van Marter, 8th double, 27th RBI. And the lefty is warming up again in the bullpen of Boise. Here's Sam Little. You know, I think it's Romney Stadium, the football stadium, correct?
Maverick Stadium.
Maverick Stadium. It used to be Romney Stadium.
Yeah, 2013-ish, they changed it to Maverick Stadium.
Yeah, that's a nice place.
Yeah, really nice place. Love the press box there. A lot of great memories out there, actually.
Well, Gary Ventall has seen enough, the manager of the Hawks. We have a pitching change. It's brought to you by the Smith Group, simplifying the car buying experience for 100 years. Back and tell you about the new pitcher on KSBZ The Sports Zone, your home for Fox Sports and the Idaho Falls Chukars. Comes in. He replaces the starter, Zach Penrod.
And Penrod today, 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits so far, 5 runs all earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. John, 2 strikeouts to begin this inning, and then a walk and a hit by pitch, and then the floodgates opened.
So all 3 runs scored with 2 away as Sam Little steps into the plate. Ellison out of Houston, Texas. And the pitch is in the dirt, ball 1. 6 foot 180. He's 23 years old. Played his college ball at McNeese State. Ellison's numbers this year, making only his 6th appearance in a Hawks uniform, with a 6.72 earned run average. Actually, a 6.89 ERA. Van Marter, the runner at second base. The count on Sam Little is 2-0 as we're chatting with the new voice of the Utah State Lady Aggie basketball team, Dan Hansen. Dan worked for Cache Valley Media, the company that owns KSBZ. I know the Fransons quite well. I've worked for them for quite some time. Nice family.
Yeah, really nice people. Enjoyed my time there. Mostly was writing recaps for games and everything with Utah State football and basketball. Did some audio work there too. Occasionally got on the radio there too. That was also pretty fun.
Count 3-0 on Sam Little. Ellison comes set, letter high. The kick, and here's the pitch to Little. Base hit up the middle. Sam Little continues his hot hitting. Enriquez, the right fielder, bobbled it, but no advancement, and Little comes up with a 2-out RBI single.
It seems just like the exact opposite of yesterday's game.
Exactly.
We couldn't hit anything when we had a runner in scoring position, needed a clutch hit, and it seems right now like they can't get anything but a clutch hit right now.
So Sam Little 1 for 1. Here's Tyler Wyatt, the third baseman. 7-1 the score, 4 runs, all with 2 out. After the muscle guys, Webb Little and Matt Feinstein, struck out. Pitch to Wyatt is a called strike. How's that quarterback that went to Utah State? Was his last name Love?
Yeah, Jordan Love.
How's he doing? Is he still?
He's still with the Packers. This is the first action he's gotten in the NFL this preseason. Looked really good the first game. Had one particular throw that kind of set a bit of a frenzy through Utah State Twitter. But he also got just blown up on a sack. And so he actually sat out this past game for the Packers. I'm not sure if he's going to be back for this next one.
Welcome to the NFL. Pitch in the dirt, 2-1 the count.
Yeah, he was actually, one of my first feature pieces was actually on Jordan Love. It was right before the 2018 season when he really blew up, became like an NFL prospect. I wrote a feature on him, becoming the quarterback and actually basically resurrecting a dead offense.
And a first-round pick by the Packers.
Yeah, really surprising from when he first stepped on campus, but it's been a fun story to watch. Everybody at Utah State loved the dude.
2-1 pitch to Wyatt. Chopper hit to the shortstop. Rivero's going to go to first. Does he keep his foot on the bag? He does Galindo. And that's going to be the third out. But the Chukars score 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 runner left on base. We played 3 on your Tuesday night. Chukars 7, Hawks 1 on KSPZ.
It's the top of the fourth inning. Welcome back. Tyler Peterson, John Balgini, and Daniel Hansen. And as John said, Dan, it's your turn to make your pro debut with a top of the fourth inning play-by-play debut.
All right, yeah, nothing like trying to just jump straight into the water. So back to the game. Chukars up 7-1 after a 4-run bottom of the third. And now Boise's got first baseman Vladimir Galindo stepping up to the plate here in the top of the fourth. Nick Floyd still on the mound. And first pitch just a bit low.
This is the great guy to have for a bounce-back game, a pitcher like Nick Floyd.
And there's a second strike there just on the lower outside corner. Yeah, Floyd's really picked it up the past couple of weeks. Ever since they put him into the starting rotation, he's just been a different pitcher, it seems.
Was 7-0 before he picked up his first loss back on the 19th of August.
And grounder up to second base, and throw on to Webb is in time for the out. Tyler Kelly there with the putout. And coming up now for the Hawks, Roby Enriquez out in right field. The lefty steps up against Floyd.
It's another shutdown opportunity for Floyd.
And first pitch high and outside. Yeah, this is a good opportunity for the Chukars to really kind of take control of this game. You just put up 4 runs. You get through this part of the lineup, then you can really take control of this game and really start to just get into the bullpen of the Boise Hawks, try to extend the lead, and hopefully have a quiet night for the bullpen. And another strike, and that's going to be 2-1 on the count to Enriquez. And shot down the left of the line, but that's going to get into the Hawks bullpen. So that brings it to 2-2. Beautiful night here at Melaleuca Field. We've been really lucky after that first game here on Saturday. Weather's been absolutely perfect here, it seems.
It has, and it's not even as smoky as it's been a few nights ago.
And Enriquez fouls off another one, that one into the parking lot. Good old Javi Hernandez quick on the hotkeys over there.
I gotta say, one of my favorite parts about working at this ball club is the people that you get to work with, and Javier Hernandez, one of my favorite people to work with.
Yeah, Javi's always a hoot. Being up in the video board in the press box with him and Jordan, always a fun night.
Gee, that hurts my feelings, Tyler.
And I guess Chris is fun to work with too. Only when he's not always just talking about the Chiefs.
Hey, Dan, one thing I forgot to ask you. The fish fling. Oh,
Good call, John.
You had a great debut with the fish fling. Of course, the professional, it's Chris Hall, but after this pitch, tell us about that experience and how much pressure you were under.
All right. Enriquez pops that one up. That's going to come back out of play. That's going to land right above us, basically. But yeah, fish fling is a lot more difficult than it looks. But the first time I did it, I had zero practice. The first time I was doing promotions with Hunter, and it was my turn to do it. Stepped up, 3 flings, 3 catches, absolutely perfect start. We won't talk about the second day, and Enriquez is going to fly that one out to center field. Quiggle's right there for the second out. Not too much wind today, so nothing's carrying too bad out there in the outfield. But yeah, fish fling, one of my favorite promotions. That's actually really fun to do. makes it a lot more fun when you also have an athletic dude that's trying to catch him. I'm going to be honest. And up to bat here, we have Skelly for the Hawks, and he's going to take the first pitch, a ball. Floyd looking for the third out here, 3 up, 3 down for the Hawks. And he's going to get the call on the outside corner there. That one definitely falling away. It looked like Skelly was a little bit not a fan of that call, maybe. Reaches for that one. Grounds it to short, and Van Marter's there, but it takes a nasty hop into his chest. Not a whole lot you can do with that ball.
That's a tough play. The play was in front of him. We're going to give that an error, though.
Number 24, third baseman, Tyler Jorgensen.
And there's where my knowledge of baseball fails me. To me, basically every ball that's hit, can't do much with that ball. I'm not fielding that. It's all dropping in front of me. All right, now coming up to the plate, Tyler Jorgensen. Takes the first pitch inside. Hiskey blocks that one, keeps it in front of him. Keeps Kelly at first. So you guys are both pros at this point. What's some advice from me starting a broadcast?
Starting a broadcast like opening a broadcast, or?
Well, no, just the entire broadcast experience. It's been a couple years since I've done it. What advice do you have for me doing this job?
I think for me, one thing that really helped me was to not be afraid of pauses or dead air, understanding when you can let it lay out a little bit more, when you need to take the mic back. I think that's one thing I got comfortable with, understanding when to pause, when to talk, when to lay off.
I'm still learning, so I'd love to help you, Dan, but...
Yeah, nothing in your 30 years that you can help me with?
You know what? Have fun. Have fun. Make sure you have the knowledge of the game, and just call it like you see it. I know it's an old cliche, but it works.
Well, I see it as a 3-1 count, and now a 4-1 count. Floyd walks Jorgensen, put a runner on first and second, with Greg White coming up to bat for the Hawks. So Floyd's still looking for that third out here in the top of the fourth. And Hiskey's going to come out for a quick visit here.
Last time when White was up, he walked in 4 pitches, I believe. I believe that was the call, John, that wasn't quite close enough for the automatic strike 3 called. And Greg White's the guy you want to go directly after. He's batting .234. You want to make him swing the bat.
The last thing I think you want to do, I mean, obviously he's give up a hit in any case, but you don't want Boise to claw back into this game. You just built up a 6-run lead. You don't want to give them hope this early that they can erase that this quickly. And first pitch, called low.
A little too much break perhaps on that curveball, but you'd like to think a pitch like that would have at least crossed the plate as a strike.
At worst, it hopefully at least gives White something to think about later in the at-bat. Give him something high. Maybe you're hoping he thinks it's going to break as well. And just past the diving outreach from Tyler Kelly. That's going to score a run. But, beautiful throw there from Sam Little is going to get the runner at third. And that's going to be the third out for Nick Floyd. And he's going to get it back to the dugout. And then we're going to go to the break. You're listening to Chukars Baseball here on KSPZ, the Sports Zone.
stepping in and getting his first play-by-play work in a couple of years. He'll be doing a lot more of it as he will go down to Utah State.
And of course, I think, as we all know, basketball a much easier game to call than baseball.
So Sean Skelly scores a run on the base hit by White, but Jorgensen thrown out at third, 9-5. Now here's Barmakian against Ellison. The first pitch is way outside. Top of the fifth, 7-2. The Chukars lead the Hawks. It's their biggest lead of the whole series. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's Ellison to the plate. That's swung on, hit to left. Over is Adams, near the line. He's under it. He makes the catch. Barmakian gone on 2 pitches. And here's Webb Little, who is 0 for 2 so far.
I think back in the first, on Webb Little, he flied to left. I automatically thought it was Miles Miller, but it was Pat Adams, so I'll make that correction.
First pitch on its way. That's down low for ball 1. Webb flying to left and struck out swinging. It's been the middle of the Chukars order that has really done the most damage. Here's a ball hit to left. Adams backing up, still backing up, still backing up. At the track, he reaches up. He with one arm, he makes the catch. A much less comfortable play for Adams. However, it's another F7 for the Hawks left fielder. And now here's Feinstein. So 2 quick flyouts. Of course, the Chukars scored 4 times with 2 outs in the previous inning. And the first pitch is low. When the Chucks are hot, they're hitting with 2 outs, and Kona has driven in 5 with 2 outs. Here's a ground ball towards short. Rivero waits on it, scoops it up, throws on to first in time to get Matt Feinstein. And the easiest inning of the game for Zach Penrod in the bottom of the 4th. The Chukars go 1-2-3, 2 flyouts and a ground out. And we head to the top of the 5th. It's still 7-2 Chukars on KSPZ 980. Top of the 5th inning. Welcome back to our broadcast. Tyler Peterson, John Balgini inside the Jim Garshow radio booth in Melaleuca Field, Idaho Falls, Idaho. We appreciate everyone tuning in, from the Chukars fans to Hawks fans to the rest of the Pioneer League today, who I'm sure are watching in. This is a game with ramifications for both sides of the league, and it's the only game going on today as Nick Floyd throws to Pat Adams, a first pitch, ball 1. It's the first and only Tuesday baseball game for the Chukars this year. This pitch is high. It's now 2-0 to Adams. Adams is 0 for 1, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Here's a ball that's fouled on left field line into the picnic area. Now 2-1 to Adams, batting at .257 coming into the year, or coming into this game this year. 2-1 pitch, that is taken for a called strike 2. The kick and the pitch from Floyd on 2-2. Here's a changeup in the dirt. Adams lays off, and now it's 3-2. A 5-run lead for Idaho Falls. Floyd starts his motion, the 3-2 on its way. That's a half swing. Does he go? Appeal to third? No, he does not. It's a leadoff walk for Pat Adams, and now the lineup card turns over here in the top of the 5th. It'll be Miles Miller.
Nick Floyd of Ball State went 15-3 in his college career.
Did he ever have a start at Ball State?
He had 10 starts.
No kidding.
Yep.
Floyd, mainly a bullpen man, as he was for most of this year, as a first pitch outside to Miller.
15-3 overall with 6 saves for Nick in his collegiate career.
At first is Adams. The 1-0 to Miller. That's a ground ball toward Webb Little. He's going to spin throw to second for 1, and they just do get Adams. And Webb Little let that slow roller come to him, but a strong throw gets an out at second. So Miller replaces Adams at first. There's 1 away, and it's a 3-6 out on the fielder's choice.
And now the last 2 games, Miller 0 for 9, the leadoff hitter.
This was a guy, John, who was coming in the top 5 batting in the league. Yesterday, he didn't have a ball that left the infield.
The first game of the series, he had 3 hits. Since then, only 1.
Here's Jason Dicochea, 1 for 2. The first pitch to him is a ball high. It's 1-0. A single back in the first hit for the Hawks, and he scored the first Hawks run. Big breaking ball. That, ooh, either was a little inside or Tegan Smith decided that it didn't drop into the zone in time. It's 2-0. A good count for Dicochea, who is a very aggressive hitter, a hard swinger. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's swung on, popped up, out of play. And now it's 2-1. But it is the top of the 5th, and it's time for our Toyota 5th inning check-in. And for those of you not familiar with the concept of our Toyota 5th inning check-in, we want to hear from everyone listening, watching tonight. We love to hear who our listeners are and love to have fans interact with our broadcast. So reply below if you're listening. Let us know where you're listening from. The 2-1, that's high as well. It's 3-1. Let us know what you're doing. Dan Hansen's on the other side of the glass. So is Javi, Jordan Beckstead. They're all listening here in the press box. So is Steven.
What else would they be doing?
Well, it's a good thing they have us on in there listening to the game instead of who knows whatever else. 3-1. That pitch, low, ball 4. Two men on for Rivero now, but let us know on the Chukars Twitter account, on the Chukars Facebook account, our 980 The Zone Facebook account, or on our YouTube live stream. It's that chat box that's right there. I know you're watching. I see you. There's 85 folks watching. Just let us know where you are, how you're listening, and if you're enjoying the broadcast, let us know. If you have harsh criticisms for us, we will take those in stride. 2 men on, 1 man out for Rivero. This pitch is high. 1-0 Rivero. This is a dangerous part of the order for the Hawks. Although Rivero is 0 for 2 today. 2 men on, 1 away. A 5-run game. It's 7-2. Chucks with 3 in the first and 4 in the third. Floyd's pitch to the plate. That's a called strike on the low outside corner, and it's a called strike 1. That pitch very similar to the one that Rivero struck out on looking in the first. He's batting over .360 on the season as Rivero. The 1-1, that fastball, same spot. It's a called strike 2. And now Rivero turns away from Tegan Smith, walks out of the dirt area into the grass, and he's going to take a little bit of time before coming back to the plate. Well, if you're Nick Floyd, I think now you go right back to that same spot, except I think you throw him a changeup and see if he'll chase. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hiskey setting up inside, the pitch on its way. It's swung on and missed. He missed location. The ball ended up high and away, but Rivero strikes out for the second time tonight, and for Floyd, his 4th K of the game.
At bat, 10:49, first baseman Vladimir Galindo.
Now you've got to get Galindo. Galindo with a single in the first inning, and a ground out in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Infield is playing back. Outfield playing back as well. The first pitch. That's high to Galindo. Fastball. It's 1-0. Hawks lead this Highway Series 11-7. And the winner of the Highway Series will have an MVP picked from their team. The 1-0 pitch is outside, 2-0. And right now, the guy for the Hawks, I would have to imagine, would be Vladimir Galindo, who has hit this team left, right, and center, literally and figuratively. 6 home runs against the Chukars this year for Galindo. On the other side, I have to believe Matt Feinstein would be the man for that belt. The 2-0. There's that fastball on the outside corner, and Floyd, every time Hiskey sets up there, is hitting his spot. Some folks checking in with us, and we appreciate that. Blazer Bobcat watching and listening from Albany, Georgia. We got John Leodician. This next pitch is swung on and missed. And now it's 2-2 to Galindo. And they know Galindo likes to chase, so you might see a breaking ball down and away here. Miller leads from second, Dico Chea from first. Hiskey sets up outside and low. The 2-2 on its way, breaking ball high. Floyd missed his spot that time, and now it runs full. Hiskey getting out in front of home plate, letting the infield know the play is to first. Three and two, 2 outs. Runners will go. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. A high breaking ball, a little bit of a hanger, but Galindo missed it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Nick Floyd, and the inning is over. The Hawks do not score. We head on to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 7-2 Chukars on KSPZ 980. Bottom of 5, 7-2, Chukars over Hawks. We appreciate everybody listening and watching tonight, like Tim and Patty, loving Kona's RBIs, and the very smooth Tyler to Webb that will play tonight, watching from Rigby. Here's Hiskey, Kelly, and Quiggle to face Ellison here in the 5th. 7-2 Chucks. First pitch to Hiskey, a called strike one on the outside corner. Hiskey 0 for 0, as Dan pointed out, 2 4-pitch walks. This pitch is outside from Ellison. It's 1-1. The Quiggles are watching, I assume in Phoenix as well. 1-1. Ellison from the windup. The lefty's pitch to the plate is low. It's 2-1. Marla Harris watching from home in Idaho Falls. Got a check-in from Dallas, a check-in from Shelley. Alondra Avendano watching from home tonight. This is a line drive to the second baseman, Dico Chea. He makes the catch. 1 away. Hard hit ball from Kelly. Nothing to show for it, or from Hiskey rather. Now it's Kelly. He also knows a thing or two about hard hit balls. Thank you, Alondra, for checking in. Jason Dunyan watching from Rexburg. First pitch to Kelly is low. A check-in from the Wyatt family. Great to see Tyler and Kona playing on the same team again. Thank you, Lena, for checking in with us. It's good to have another Tyler on the team. There's always room for another Tyler, that's what I say. Kelly, a line drive to center field. That's a base hit. The ball only came in at 79, and I think it left off the bat a little faster than that. Kelly is on with 1 out.
You know, Tyler, these people that are watching home from Rigby, Rexburg, if we offered 4 tickets to Friday's game, would they come down and watch in person?
Ooh. You get rewarded, perhaps, for watching our YouTube stream?
Yes, you do. So if you're watching and you want to come to Friday's game, hit us up on YouTube, Twitter, or the Facebook page, and we're going to get you 4 tickets free of charge.
All right, first come, first serve. The first person I see that says they want those tickets, they're yours. Here's Quiggle. First pitch to Kona, Quiggle. That is a called strike one, a slider that slid in.
Well, a big wave doubling his fun tonight. Double, 5 RBI. I think Mom and Dad will be in the stands on Saturday.
0-1, there goes Kelly, a line drive to right, it's a hit and run. It's down in right field, Kelly goes to third, he will stop there. Kona Quiggle, his 3rd hit of the ball game, the ball gets away, Kelly goes to the plate, the throw is way over the catcher. Down to second goes Kona Quiggle, and the Chukars score another run. And I believe, John, that's going to be a hit and 2 errors. 1 error allowing Tyler to get to home plate, and another error allowing the first base runner, Kona Quiggle, to get to second. It's a single, E9, E3.
Yep. Enriquez from right field, throw bounced, and then Galindo coming home, it went over the head of the catcher. So Kona settles for a single, although he ends up on second base.
Well, for the 3rd time tonight, a ball he put in play brings in a run. Not quite an RBI. Here's Tyler Van Marter. It's now 8-2 Chukars. Pitch to Van Marter, high and outside. It's ball 1. Well, the offense, which was invisible yesterday, has come in a big way tonight. 1-0 to Van Marter. There goes Quiggle to third. He is going to steal third. The pitch was outside, and Kona Quiggle steals third base.
Is this the same team we watched last night?
They're wearing the same jerseys.
Yeah.
Must have had a real good wash.
They have the same names as last night, but what a difference a day makes. Kona now 4 for 4 in stolen bases with the infield in.
There's a swing and a miss by Van Marter. It's now 2-1. 2-1 with one away. At third is Quiggle. They bring the infield in. Ellison pitches to the plate. Van Marter takes low. Three-one to the plate. Van Marter takes low again. It's ball four. A line out from Hiskey. Back-to-back singles and now a walk. It'll be first and third with one away.
Right fielder, Sam Little.
It'll now be Sam Little, who's had some good at-bats recently. RBI single for him. In the third, he walked. In the second, he went from 0-2 to 4-2. Now he bats first and third, one away. A guy who was the Chukars' opening day cleanup man. First pitch left on left is taken outside for ball one. So the Chukars get their first stolen base in what seems like forever. One and 0 Sam Little. Ellison to the plate. He swings and fouls it off to catcher Skelly. It's 1-1.
How about the 5, 6, 7, 8 hitters? Kelly, Quiggle, Van Marter, and Little combined right now are 6 for 8.
I think we have a winner, John.
Okay.
Fan with the name DC93. It's David Cope from Shelley. He says he would love 2 tickets. One pitch to Sam. He takes just low.
Well, David, text us a phone number and we'll leave them at the ticket booth on Friday. What the heck? We're having a good night. Let's do 4 more.
So David will get 2. Marla Harris says she'll take some tickets. She was next up on our list. The 2-1 to Sam, a weak ground ball up the middle. Dicochea on the backhand, flips to the second for 1, on to first. Not in time. A fielder's choice, and RBI. In to score is Kona Quiggle. And now it's 9-2, the Chukars lead. Ellison very close, but it wasn't close enough. He almost got out of the inning. Sam, his second RBI of the game. And now here's the newest Chukar, the newest Tyler Wyatt.
We've got 4 for Marla waiting for her at the ticket booth on Friday.
Tyler, a line drive out of play. What is more rewarding than Chukars baseball? Physically, spiritually, emotionally, interacting with our broadcast. You get tickets. It's a great time all around.
A courtesy of Sandhill Media. Want to throw that out?
Absolutely. 0-1 pitch. There's a line drive to right field. That's a base hit. Wyatt, his first Chukars hit. Sam to stop at second. And there's 2 men on, 2 men out. And John, if they're the seats I think they are getting some fantastic seats.
Well, they might not be the best seats, but hey, they're free.
They are free seats. And of course, Sandhill Media, the parent company of KSPZ 980 The Sports Zone.
Also 99 KUPI, Arrow 107.1, Now 105.1, My FM 100.5, My FM. News Talk and
ball hit to center. Barmakian's got a base hit. Here comes Sam. The throw from White is just going to be cut off. And it seems like a long time since I've said this, but the Chukars, double digits on the scoreboard. Their 10th run, they now lead 10-2.
La Super Caliente, sponsors of every Sunday game here at the ballpark.
And Billings watches on in dismay as the Chukars now lead by 8 over Boise. However, for all the folks in Grand Junction, you're welcome. Now, Here's Webb. Barmakian with 2 hits, a double in the first, and now an RBI single here in the 5th. And they had to respond after last night, being shut out for the first time this season, and they have.
In a big way.
First pitch to Webb Little. That's in the dirt. Ellison threw that with a little bit of speed behind it, maybe a little bit of anger too, but it was too low. The deity's listening from Rockford, Illinois. We appreciate that. Oh, Jan, I got it wrong. You live in Michigan. That's right. I should have known that. Quiggle's listening in Michigan. And Marla, we will put your name on those tickets and leave them at will call for you. Webb Little takes a called strike. It's now 1-1. So congrats to our 2 winners, David Cope and Marla Harris.
And I think we'll do this again tomorrow night.
Oh, what a great way to enjoy Chukars baseball, getting free tickets. The 1-1 to Webb, that's low as well. Two and 1 to Webb Little, 2 outs in the inning. The 8th man to bat this inning, Webb Little. He takes that in the dirt. It's now 3-1. 3 in the first, 4 in the third, and now 3 in the 5th for Idaho Falls.
Now, strangely enough, Tyler, the guys with the big numbers, the big sticks, Little, Feinstein, Hiskey, all 3 without a base hit tonight. But it's early.
The last time the Chukars scored double digits for a win, that was back on the 13th of August. This is a team that averages around 10 runs a game. It's 3-1 to Webb, 2 men on. He takes inside, ball 4. The bases are loaded now. 2 men away, and it's the man who leads the league and leads Idaho Falls history with RBI. It's Matt Feinstein sitting right at 99. And here comes Mick van Kampen, the pitching coach from the Netherlands. When I was asking Leonard Berry, voice of the Hawks, how you pronounce Van Kampen's name, he said, well, Van Kampen told him that it's a pronunciation that is impossible in the English language. It's in the throat, guttural. So the closest I'm going to get is Mick van Kampen.
I'm going to call him old number 13. Matt Feinstein, the 9th Chukar to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th.
At third is Wyatt. At second is Barmakian. And at first is Webb Little. 9 hits for the Chucks. It's a 10-2 lead.
When Ellison came in, he gave up a single to Sam Little. Then he retired the next 5 guys. But since then, single, single, walk, fielder's choice, single, single, walk.
Feinstein, a walk, a strikeout, and a groundout. He's 0 for 2. 18 home runs, 99 RBI. He needs 3 to break the all-time Pioneer League record. First pitch, breaking ball, a called strike 1 at 80 miles an hour. That record was set in 1999 by a member of the Missoula Osprey. That was Lyle Overbay. 101 RBI in 76 games. The 0-1 is outside. It's 1-1. Feinstein, the 4th best average in the whole league at 384, at least coming into tonight. 10-2 Chucks here in the bottom of the 5th. 3 runs already in. Ellison set, Skelly setting up low. Here's the kick from Ellison. The pitch is swung on and fouled into the catcher's glove. And you could see what Feinstein wanted to do. He took a big old hack and just got a piece of it. Now 1-2. All three runners take their respective leads. They're not being held on. Ellison set from the stretch. The 1-2. Feinstein swings, fouls it out of the stadium down the right field line into the parking lot. It's still 1-2. Back-to-back foul balls. Ellison looking into Skelly, his catcher. He comes set. Skelly sets up low and outside. Here's the pitch to the plate. That is just off the plate. Not much farther from where Nick Floyd was getting those strikeouts on the outside. And it's 2-2. That's a pitch that Ellison, Skelly, and Gary Van Tol all wanted, but he won't get it. He'll try it again. The 2-2 pitch. That swung on, tapped foul. He went back to that same spot, but instead of the fastball, he went to the changeup. A good mix of pitches. Same arm angle. Feinstein just barely does stay alive.
Some activity in the Chukars bullpen after this long fifth inning.
Two. Slide step pitch to the plate. That's inside. Ellison trying to mess with Feinstein's timing, and now it's 3-2 with 2 outs. So everybody will be on the move.
RBI number 100 could be on a bases loaded walk.
Chukars fans, full count, bottom 2, make some noise.
3-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It swung on, grounded toward third. It is in the glove of Jorgensen. He throws on to first in time, and they get Feinstein. So after a long battle, it's Ellison who gets the ground ball, and the side is retired. But not before 3 runs score on 4 hits, 2 errors by the Hawks defense, and 3 men left on base. We go to the top of inning number 6, 10-2, the Chucks lead on KSPZ 980. Top of inning number 6, the Chucks lead 10-2, but it will not be Nick Floyd back on the mound. Instead, it's Alex Fishberg out of the bullpen.
Nick Floyd in his 11th start goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of those earned. He walked 4, struck out 5, tossed a wild pitch, and he's in line for his 8th win of the season.
For Fishberg, it's his 8th game of the season, and he has the lowest ERA on the team currently of any pitcher, if you're considering qualified or unqualified, a 2.84 ERA, 12 innings, 4 earned runs, 13 strikeouts, and 7 walks. This will be his 4th game against the Hawks. He'll face Enriquez, Skelly, and Jorgensen.
Leading off for the Boise Hawks, number 17, right fielder, Robbie Enriquez.
After a big nothing burger yesterday, 10 runs for the Chukars. The first pitch from Fishberg is outside. 1-0. To Enriquez, that's outside as well. 2-0 now. Enriquez, 2 flyouts. No one in that Hawks bullpen. Perhaps we'll still see Ellison come out in an 8-run game. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That's a called strike 1. Fastball at 89. Got more check-ins to get to, and we will get to you guys shortly. We appreciate you following along in this game. 3-1 now after a ball down low. We've got Lopes fan Gabe cheering on the boys from AZ. Of course, 2 Lopes on the team, Tyler Wyatt and Kona Quiggle, Grand Canyon University. Andrew Don in Scituate putting on the Wise Guys shirt for Baseball Tuesday luck. So far, so good. Here's a pitch that's fouled out of play, 3-2. Well, you know what you have to do now, Andrew, is if that shirt does indeed bring the Chukars luck, you do have to wear that from this point on until the season ends. It just has to be done. So we appreciate your sacrifice. It's 3-2, no outs. And now we have time at home plate. Back in the box is Enriquez. Fishberg peering into his catcher, Hiskey. He comes set. 3-2 on its way. That's down low, ball 4. 92 from Fishberg, but a non-competitive pitch. It's a leadoff walk here in the 6th. GB Mangus watching my boy, number 7. And unfortunately, Andrew, the tickets do not include airfare. We appreciate you checking in all the same. First pitch to Sean Skelly, a fastball at 92. It's a called strike 1 to the Hawks catcher. Struck out and reached on an error. Pitch to the plate. That's a called strike on the outside corner. Now it's 0-2, 93 from Fishberg. To Sean Skelly. Enriquez at first after the leadoff walk. Do you go back to that fastball, try to blow him away? They go to the slider. It's a ground ball to third. Wyatt to Kelly. That's 1. On to Webb at first. A double play. Around the horn. 5-4 to 3. Tyler to Webb. And there's 2 away in the 6th. Our first look at Tyler Kelly at third base. We saw him at second and right field in a game in Great Falls, here patrolling the hot corner, and he played his position well there. A 5-4-3 double play for Skelly. 2 away now for Jorgensen. First pitch to Jorgensen, fastball right down the middle at 92. Fishberg bringing the heat. 10-2 Chucks. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Fishberg to the plate. A ground ball, off of the leg of Jorgensen. I think that got him pretty high up. He bent over at the waist. The Peronis are here cheering on their Chukars. Beautiful night at Melaleuca Field tonight. We appreciate that, Gwen. The Peronis hosting Barmakian and McGinnis. Kyle Martin checking in on the game tonight. Couldn't umpire tonight. We appreciate you watching, Kyle. Hoping our umpire's doing well tonight, says Kyle. Tegan with a good zone. He's been consistent. The 0-2 pitch, that's inside. And Dave, that message you sent on Facebook, that does work. We appreciate that. We'll make sure those tickets get to you for Friday. 1-2 to Jorgensen. The pitch to the plate. That is swung on, fouled back. One and two to Tyler Jorgensen, who's been on base twice, a double and a walk. It's the only extra base hit the Hawks have tonight. Fishberg to the plate, a breaking ball hit to center field. In comes Kona Quiggle. He'll stop. He'll play it on a hop, and for the third time tonight, Jorgensen singles into center.
He's now 6 for 14 in the series, and he had 3 RBI in last night's game.
And John, these guys, they bat under 300. Jorgensen, Smith, 260, 280. Adams, 257. But they don't hit like that. Not against the Chukars anyway. Here's Greg White. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. He takes that inside. It's 1-0.
As a team, Boise against Idaho Falls pitching, batting .306. Chukars hitters batting just .281 against Boise pitching, but that's going to change after tonight.
The 1-0 to Greg White, swung on, hit to center field, a base hit. 2 hits for White in back-to-back starts for him. And now 2 men on with 2 men out.
By the way, the Yankees beat the Braves 5-4, 11 straight wins. First time that's happened since 1985.
And how did that 85 team perform?
I have no idea. Hey, I'm like if I remember my wife's birthday. Don't mess me up with too many numbers. But you know what you can do, don't you?
Hit up the old
Mr. Google.
Google machine, yeah. First pitch to Pat Adams. That's a called strike on the outside corner. 88 on the fastball from Fishberg. Left fielder who bats left for the Hawks, a 4-6-3 double play and a walk. He's 0 for 1. The slider inside, good movement, but far too inside at 80 miles an hour. It's 1-1.
185. They were managed by Yogi Berra for 16 games, and then Billy Martin took over.
2 good baseball names, 2 very good baseball names. 1-1 to Adams. It's a ground ball foul back to home plate, behind home plate.
They finished in second place in the East, 2 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays.
Now, is that like the Mattingly years,
Yes.
85?
You are correct. Ricky Henderson stole 80 bases for the Yankees that year.
That's something you won't see for a long time, those kind of numbers. The 1-2 on its way, a ground ball foul into the Hawks dugout. Heads up. That's an ugly finder. It's still 1-2. 85 in all Missouri World Series, says Stephen Balin.
Be the Cardinals and the Royals.
The 1-2 pitch, that's down low. Fastball at 88 again from Fishberg. At second is Jorgensen. At first is White. They both singled with 2 outs. It's 10-2 Chukars here in the bottom of the 6th.
On September 22nd, pitcher Ed Whitson broke Billy Martin's arm during an argument at a bar.
Oh my gosh. Here's a ground ball toward Kelly. He charges aggressively. He picks it up. Underhand flip to first. In time, inning over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. The Hawks do not score. The Chukars still lead by 8. It's 10-2 Idaho Falls on KSPZ 980, the Sports Zone. Welcome back to our ball game. It's the bottom of the 6th inning, 10-2 Chukars lead. Tyler Peterson and John Balgini live from Melaleuca Field. It's game 4 of 9 against the Hawks on a Tuesday. A 9-game series. I have no idea if that's ever been done before in the professional development leagues of Major League Baseball, partner leagues, anything like that ever before, but here we are. 1-0 is low, it's 2-0.
First time in the time that I've been here at Melaleuca Field, nearly 4 decades.
Of course, we used to have 9-game World Series back in the day. That pitch is low.
I'm not that old.
You're not that old, no.
I'm old, but not that old.
I'm thinking like Black Sox scandal, 1919, I want to say. Hiskey takes a called strike 1 on 3-0. He's only 0 for 1 today. Line to the second baseman. Other than that, he's drawn 2 walks and scored 2 runs. He takes that outside, and for the 3rd time tonight, Hunter Hiskey gets a free base. It's a lot of walks now tonight. 7 walks by my count, John.
7 by Boise pitchers and 5 from Chukar pitchers.
Season high this year for Chukars hitters is 14. That came against the Mustangs on July the 3rd. Of course, their bullpen and pitching staff is much improved. This is fouled away by Kelly. It's 0-1. I've neglected the folks on Facebook for too long. Georgia Musa watching from Ammon. So glad to be able to watch it from home when we can't be there. Baseball Bob working tonight too. Here's a line drive, weakly hit into left field, a base hit. Hiskey turning on the Jets. He's going to go to 3rd. The cutoff throw goes in towards 2nd, and now the ball gets away. Kelly's going to take 2nd on another error. So Kelly a single, Hiskey to 3rd, and we'll see whether the error goes to the center fielder or the shortstop. We'll see if it was a bad throw or just a bad catch. And it was a ball that hit the ground, so that's going to be an E8. Second and third for Kona Quiggle. Another opportunity for Kona. First pitch in the dirt taken by Kona.
Did the Big Wave have a 6 RBI game earlier this year?
I think he had a 7
7?
RBI game.
Well, heck, let's get 7 right here.
I think Matt Feinstein had an 8 RBI game. I know one of them, I think the one for Feinstein came in Rocky Mountain. 1-0 to Kona. Pitch to the plate. That's swung on and missed. He's got 5 through 3 at-bats.
Infield in for the Hawks.
One, a line drive down the right field line, but foul. It's 1-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 6. The Chukars have their 10th hit to go along with their 10th run. 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Hawks, 10-10-1 for Idaho Falls. Now we have time at the plate as Foulball Paul is going to run out some more baseballs to Tegan Smith behind home. No one warming in that left field bullpen, so John Ellison right now just a sacrificial lamb, if you will, to this onslaught. The 1-2 to Quiggle, that's low, as Skelly tried to bring it back up into the strike zone. Trying to get his pitcher a call. Didn't get it that time. Now 2-2. Two pitch. That's way outside. Now 3-2 to Kona. On deck is Tyler Van Marter, who was 1 for 2 with an RBI double. Set is Ellison. Infield is in. The pitch to Quiggle on its way. Swung on and missed. Ellison gets the strikeout he was looking for. His first. And now there's 1 away with runners at second and third. Some more folks we want to shout out on Facebook because they reached out to us. That's how you get rewarded as well with shout outs. Joyce and Bill watching from Oxford, Kansas. Great game so far. Keep it up. Abimael Marquez watching at home. Thank you. First pitch to Van Marter. He swings, pops it up, out of play. Kim Matthews watching on YouTube in Ammon. She was trying to get some tickets. We'll do it again tomorrow, though, Kim, so stay tuned. Ellison steps off. Now he's back on the rubber. Here's the pitch to the plate. That's high and outside. Just a little bit chilly now here on the banks of the Snake River. At least relatively close. I know there's a little creek that runs here in Highland Park. Pitch to Van Marter is outside. 2-1 now to the Chukars shortstop, who has had much better at-bats as of late.
Did we mention the attendance tonight? 2,531.
I don't think we did until then. We appreciate everyone coming out. Van Marter started his swing early, fouls it back. It's 2-2.
Chukars averaging 2,355. The average crowd at a Pioneer League game this season, 2,259.
2-2 to Van Marter. Runners at second and third. Chuck's up by 8. The pitch from Ellison is swung on and missed. Van Marter chased that changeup at 81. And now back-to-back strikeouts for Ellison, and now that defense, which came in with second and third and no outs, can relax and play back.
And Sam Little has a chance for a 4 RBI night.
Right fielder Sam Little.
Set is Ellison. The first pitch to Sam is down low. 2 RBI so far, 1 on a single, 1 on a fielder's choice. He's adding the count 1-0. Ellison was used as a starter the first time the Chukars saw him, so he's got a lot of pitches in him. He's just through his 59th. And now here's number 60. Sam swings, pops it up, out toward left field, over is Adams, over is White. It's White, the center fielder, who calls off Adams. And Ellison works some magic here on a night of magic in Melaleuca Field as he strands second and third with no outs. Chukars don't score on a hit, an error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of inning number 7, 10-2, Chucks on KSPZ 980. Welcome back to our ball game. Top of inning number 7, Tyler Peterson, John Balgini, Miles Miller coming to the plate to face Alex Fishberg. And a lot of folks listening, including Kurt Holverson, watching on YouTube from home in Ammon tonight. No criticism from me. You guys do an awesome job. You do an awesome job. Been enjoying listening this year. Thank you so much, Kurt. First pitch to Miller is a slider outside for ball 1. Bob and Chris watching down the first base line. Go Chucks. Tracy McInnes watching from Haymarket, Virginia. 1-0 to Miller. That's outside as well. 2-0. Sherry Spatz Middleton. Brett and Sherry watching from GBK, which I'm going to imagine is Great Bend, Kansas. Is that what we shouted out the other day? I know it's Kansas. The Hansons are here at the ballpark. Thanks, Jamie. 2-0 to Miller. That's down low. 3-0. And a pretty good check-in from Nate Esplin, who is hosting the Nunnallys, John and Taylor. Tuning in while mowing the lawn tonight. Go Chukars. Sure has been a blast hosting Nunchuck. John Nunnally all season long. This pitch is in the dirt. It's 4-0 to Miller. That means he takes first. Not sounding like we may see him tonight, but for a much better reason than last night. That is true, Nate. We appreciate you participating in our host family program and checking in with us.
Haven't seen John Nunnally in this series. Is he okay health-wise?
He is okay health-wise. It's just hasn't been many opportunities for him to come into a save or close game situation. We may see him get some work tonight, though. Who knows? This is Dico Chea.
On some broadcasts, he's known as John Nanali.
I like nunchuck, though. I haven't heard that one. We'll have to bring that one back, Nate. We appreciate that. 0-1 to Dico Chea. He swings, hits it toward right. Sam is over. This ball will be well out of play. Past the Chukars clubhouse, in fact. It's now 0-2. (10-2) Chucks here in the top of the 7th. At first is Miller. He is not being held on. 0-2 to Dico Chea. Fishberg to the plate. Breaking ball. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Fishberg. And there's one away.
That's another strikeout brought to you by Jumbo Juice.
That'll bring up Alejandro Rivero, who's had a quiet 0 for 3 tonight. And really, John, I mean, we've been watching the Hawks a lot this year. If you can keep Dico Chea and Rivero off the bases, this is fouled away. They're both very good gap-to-gap hitters, but they also set up Galindo, Enriquez, Smith. If you get those two guys out, you're going to have success.
And you throw in Miles Miller, the leadoff hitter.
Yep. 0-1 to Rivero. The pitch to the plate. That's hit toward left field. Over is Feinstein. Will he get there in time? He reaches out. He makes a running catch. A fly out to left for Rivero, and now Vladimir Galindo will bat. He's 1 for 3. Galindo, the first baseman. He's played a very good first base this year and has made some really good plays against the Chukars, but he had a bad hop for the Centuries on Kona Quiggle's double and got past his glove for a 2-run double. First pitch to Galindo, fastball inside at 92. A live arm for Fishberg, and you like the velocity. And we've seen control as well, which is fantastic for Alex, who came in with a reputation of a little bit of a live arm that was going all over the place, but he has showed good control since arriving. That pitch, a strike, it looked down low. Gary Van Tall takes off his helmet. Galindo backs up, and now Gary Van Tall giving it to Tegan Smith at home plate. One and one.
Took off his batting helmet as well.
Pitch to the plate. That's popped up out of play.
Right-hander in the Hawks bullpen, so I think we've seen the last of John Ellison.
Ellison will have 3 runs attributed to his line tonight. 7 for the starter Penrod, who had, without looking at the stats, has to be his worst start against the Chukars this season. 1-2 pitch. That's swung on and missed. Fastball at 91, and the inning is over. Fishberg, 2 strikeouts, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. Time to stretch, folks. From Melaleuca Field, it's 10-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th on KSPZ 980, the Sports Zone. We're playing the YMCA here at Melaleuca Field. JB and TP in the broadcast booth. It's 10-2 Chucks, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Boise Hawks. And we knew that it was not going to be John Ellison, who stands at 5'11" or 6 feet. This is someone much taller than that.
He's a right-hander, John Bushell, 6'8", 225, Fayetteville, Arkansas. Played at Arkansas Little Rock. He replaces Ellison, who went 3 1/3. 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and he struck out 2, as I have it unofficially.
So John replaces John. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
It'll be Wyatt, Barmakian, and Webb Little. Tyler Wyatt got his first Chukars hit in the 5th inning. It didn't knock anyone in, and he didn't come around to score, but he was part of that rally, and good to see him factor into this box score. First pitch, a big breaking ball from Bushell, a called strike 1. Bushell was on this team earlier in the season, was let go, and then was re-signed by the Hawks. Pitches from the windup extremely on the first base side of the rubber. This is popped up toward right center. Over is the right fielder, Enriquez. He's under it. He makes the catch. There's one away. And now here's Steve Barmakian. Now, I can't exactly see from this vantage point where exactly the rubber is on top of the mound because it's been used quite a bit today. But it looks like Bushell is barely standing on it. He is all the way toward the first base side of the rubber.
That's what it looks like to me. Now he's Chucker warming up. We'll see a new pitcher on the mound in the top of the 8th.
He's practically even with Steve Barmakian, who takes a ball low. It might be Nate Jenkins warming up. Pitch to Barmakian. He takes low again. 2 good takes by Steve. He's now ahead in the count 2-0. For Barmakian, a double in the first. He scored a run. A single in the 5th. He drove a run in. And this pitch is down low. It's 3-0. So the Hawks having trouble once again with Steve Barmakian, who coming into this game was hitting .384 with 16 runs in 18 games. That's 28 hits in 73 at-bats. 3-0. That's taken for a strike at the knees.
Well, Steve loves the Hawks. Not the same for Tyler Kelly or Tyler Van Marter. They've really struggled against the Boise staff.
Van Marter, though, like we said, better as of late. Pitch to the plate. That's hit toward left. Over is Adams. It's a line drive right at him. He barely had to move, maybe about 4 steps to his right. He makes the catch, and there's 2 away. And now, Desperado by Rihanna. You know that means Webb Little striding to the plate. Webb is 0 for 3. He walked in the 5th, but 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Bushell to the plate. Fastball at 90 miles an hour, a strike at the knees. Bushell just pitched 1 game against the Chucks, just 1 inning. It was a scoreless inning. 0-1 to Webb. He taps it foul, and Bushell now a strike away from his 2nd scoreless inning in 2 appearances. Bottom of the 7th, 10-2, the Chukars lead. Conequagle has led the Chucks tonight with 3 hits and 5 RBI, 2 doubles in the game that have driven in all 5 RBI. That pitch way outside. It's 1-2. Nick Floyd is a pitcher of record. He's in line for the win, as long as the Chucks hold on. Bushell's 1-2 to the plate. That's a swing and a miss by Webb Little. Very weak swing. Didn't even come around all the way. Bushell gets a strikeout. Chukars go 1-2-3, and we move on to the top of the 8th. It's still 10-2 Idaho Falls on KSPZ 980, the Sports Zone. It's the top of the 8th inning. A new pitcher, a new broadcaster. Mr. John Balgini, please take it away.
Thank you, Tyler. It's Nate Jenkins in for Alex Fishberg. Another nice outing by Fishberg.
Fishberg goes 2 innings. He allows 2 hits and 2 walks, but no runs, and he strikes out 2.
Nate Jenkins making his 32nd appearance for the Chukars. That leads the team, and Nate has some good numbers. A record of 1 win, 1 loss, 3 saves, and an ERA of 4.74. He'll face Enriquez, Skelly, and Jorgensen here in the 8th inning. 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, Boise. 10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, Idaho Falls. Game 5 of this 9-game set tomorrow. It'll be Gabbert for the Hawks and Silva for the Chukars. These scheduled starters. Enriquez tonight is 0 for 2. He's flied to left, line to center, and he walked his last time up.
Daniel Silva, really nice start. Bounce back, 6 innings, 1 earned run, no walks, 5 strikeouts against the Voyagers.
Left-handed hitter is Enriquez. Big, tall right-hander Nate Jenkins. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Well, Nick Floyd's earned run average, which was tops in the league, will be under 4 after tonight's effort. Next pitch, that's low, ball 2. Chukars with the best earned run average in the Pioneer League. Credit Bob Malacki, the pitching coach for Idaho Falls. Enriquez with a wide open stance. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a called strike, 2-1. And I think you can credit Bob with 3 of the Chukars' 51 wins.
You sure can. Those would be the 3 knockout derby wins, and the players have to hit the balls, but Bob has to put it on a tee for them, and he does.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's low, ball 3. After the first knockout round, I told Bob, hey, Bob, great pitching, great BP. He goes, well, I gave up a few in the big leagues.
My only regret is, John, is we have not been able to get Bob a Domino's pizza this year.
Well, we need to figure that out. 3-1 to Enriquez. Top of the 8th, that's ball 4. No, it's called strike 2. Enriquez kicks some dirt in disgust.
I would swing here on 3-2 if I'm Enriquez.
Ballpark quiet. And here's a ground ball. Van Marter scoops it up. Makes the throw, out number 1. And here's Sean Skelly, the catcher. A strikeout reached on an error, and he hit into a 5-4-3 double play.
Sean Skelly.
Skelly out of Mission Viejo, California. A lot of Californians on this Hawks squad. A lot of young men from back east on the Chukars squad.
Is there anything more Boise than Californians playing on an Idaho team?
Look at their football roster. It's pretty much the same. Boise State football kicks off next Thursday night. Pitch inside, 2-0. You can hear the game on Sports Zone 2, one of our sister stations, 92.5 FM. Of course, here on the Sports Zone, we'll have Chukars baseball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1. Jorgensen on deck. Hawks scored 1 in the first. Chukars came right back with 3 in the first, and they have not looked back. That pitch outside, breaking ball, 3-1. Only game in the Pioneer League tonight. We'll check some Major League scores. 4 former Chukars had huge nights for Northwest Arkansas tonight. We'll go over that real quickly. And we won't have a Pioneer League scoreboard. 3-1 pitch. There's a called strike, 3-2. Of course, Tyler will be headed down to the field for our Westmark Credit Union / Domino's post-game show. I think pretty much it's a no-brainer who's going to be enjoying the pizza tonight, courtesy of Domino's.
We did not give one out last night, but in honor of Domino's, I still ordered one at midnight. True story.
Was it a large 3-topping pizza
No.
that got stolen from the press box? Foul back, it's 3-2. Just kidding, Tyler.
It was a medium pepperoni and some cheesy bread, I'll have you know. If you count, John, we still have the same number of tickets left as we did yesterday.
Yep. We just couldn't pick a winner last night.
Honestly, no one really deserved it either.
Maybe the manager, Gardy. Call strike 3 as Jenkins gets his first K, a backwards K in the scorebook. Or as I put it down, a K with a little C for called. K with a little S is a swinging strikeout. Here's Jorgensen. He's got a perfect night, 2 for 2. A double, a walk, and a single. And he now has 6 hits and 14 at-bats. Left-handed hitter is Jorgensen. The first pitch from Nate Jenkins right down West Broadway for a called strike 1. Jorgensen out of Gilbert, Arizona. Cal State Bakersfield was his college.
Roadrunners, I want to say.
I believe so. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, and quickly 0-2. Chucks in the bottom of the 8th will have Feinstein, Hiskey, and Kelly. Chukars have not hit a home run in 3 games. 0-2. Jenkins to Jorgensen. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, the series will now be 11 wins for Boise, 8 for the Chukars. If you get 13 wins, you win the series. 1-2. A ball hit to Webb Little. He'll take it to the bag himself. And Nate Jenkins, nice job, Big Nate. 3 up, 3 down as we go to the bottom of the 8th, 10-2. It's the Chukars on top. Nate Jenkins from the mound to the radio booth. Buechele, the big tall righty, will face Feinstein, Hiskey, and Kelly here in the bottom of the eighth, 10-2. Chuck's on top. They had 3 in the first, 4 in the third, and 3 in the fifth for a total of 10. Boise 1 in the first and 1 in the fourth, and that was it. Bullpens thus far, 3 shutout innings. Here's Matt. He's 0 for 3, scored a run. He walked back in the first. A strikeout, a couple of ground outs, 1 to short, 1 to third. And the first pitch from Buechele called strike 1. Buechele retired the Chukars in order, 1, 2, 3 in the seventh. Big tall righty into the windup, a high leg kick. Breaking ball outside, 1-1. Yeah, the 2, 3, 4 hitters without a base hit in tonight's game. 1-1 pitch. Check swing, foul ball, 1-2.
Compare that, John, with 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
I've got 6 hits for those 3 guys.
Throw in 8 with Sam Little. He has 2 RBI, the number 8 hitter. 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of 9, and that swings and misses. Second straight strikeout for Buechele. 4 straight retired. And here's Hunter Hiskey. He's walked 3 times. His other at-bat, he lined out to the second baseman. So Hunter's OBP going up tonight. Takes the first pitch, low for a ball. 1 minute past 10, which means it's Wednesday morning back east. Swing and a foul back, 1-1. At this point last night, we were throwing all sorts of stuff out, cartoons and old TV shows. The 1-1 pitch to Hunter. Hits the ball. It's going to be into the gap off the Bingham Healthcare sign, and Hunter Hiskey with another double, his 19th of the season. And hit number 11 for the Chukars.
Well, for Hiskey, he's been waiting for that first hit. He was still 0 for 1. He had walked 3 times, and now he's got the extra base knock.
And he has a modest 5-game hit streak going, does Hunter. Now here's Tyler Kelly with 2 base hits. He was hit by a pitch, and he popped out, so 2 for 3 for TK. Now catcher Skelly meets pitcher Buechele halfway between first and home. Kelly has 8 home runs this year. Batting .200 against the Hawks, but again, 2 for 3 tonight.
We were waiting for him for a while to hit something other than a solo shot. He's got 6 solo shots on the air. Then he had a grand slam and a 3-run shot.
Here's a ball hit to the third baseman, Jorgensen. He'll throw over to Galindo for out number 2. And it's Conaquiggle, a chance to get another RBI. The big wave, 3 for 4, double, single, 5 RBI. Struck out his last time up. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th, Boise will have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. Pitch to Kona is a swing and a miss. 89 mile per hour fastball. Buechele checks the runner. That's Hunter Hiskey at second, following his double. Another big cut 0-2 on Kona. Chukars will even this series 2 games apiece. Still 5 more. That pitch misses outside, 1-2. Hiskey at second. Bouchel to Quiggle. And I think he went around. He did, and that's strikeout. Number 3 for the big, tall righty John Bouchel. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. As we head on to the top of the 9th, Chukars lead the Hawks by a 10-2 score. Coming out to answer the bell for round number 9 after a 3-up, 3-down 8th inning. He'll be facing Greg White, Pat Adams, and Miles Miller, 8, 9, and 1 in the Boise Hawks batting order. Again tomorrow night, it'll be Matt Gabbert for the Hawks, Daniel Silva for the Chukars. Greg White tonight is 2 for 2. A walk and a pair of singles. He's the kid out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Played for the Gateway Grizzlies. I went to a Gateway Grizzlies game many, many years ago. After going to a St. Louis Cardinals game in the day and then a Grizzlies game at night. First pitch from Nate's low, ball 1. Speaking of the Grizzlies, the Skyline Grizzlies play Green Canyon out of Logan, Utah Friday night in the 14th annual Rocky Mountain Rumble. That pitch low, it's 2-0. 6 Utah teams playing 6 Idaho teams, all games at Madison High School in Rexburg. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Nate comes set. Here's the 2-1 pitch to White. That's high. 3 balls and a strike. Chukar pitchers have struck out 8 tonight. They've walked 6. Boise pitchers have struck out 8 and walked 7. 3-1 pitch to White. There's a called strike right down West Broadway at the knees, and it's full 3-2. Three-two pitch on the way. Call strike 3. And White can't believe it. And now here comes Gary Van Tol, the manager for Boise, again with his helmet off. And he's going right at Tegan Smith. He was chirping at him earlier. Tegan Smith towers over Gary Van Tol. So far, just a calm discussion, a one-way discussion, and he is gone. Well, apparently it wasn't too calm, as the manager has been ejected here in the top half of the 9th inning. So Gary's going to be going to the locker room just a few minutes before his team does. Well, they must have said the magic word that umpires never want to hear. Van Tol walks right past Tegan Smith. Took his batting helmet off, wears his baseball cap to the showers. The batter's going to be Pat Adams. One time earlier in the game, the skipper came down the third base line, took off his helmet and had a few words and then walked right back. This time he had seen enough. He walked right to the home plate and said something that Tegan Smith did not want to hear. Pitch high to Adams. Adams is grounded to short. That was a double play ground out. He's walked and he's grounded to second. Left-handed swinging left fielder tonight, Pat Adams. A pitch low, 2-0. Adams out of Warren, Michigan. One out, nobody on base. We're in the top of the 9th. Chukars lead 10-2. What a difference 24 hours makes. There's a called strike, 2-1 now. Jenkins to the left-hander Adams, and that ball goes right back up the middle for a base hit. Adams has his first hit of the game. That's hit number 7 for the Hawks, and it brings up Miles Miller. Over the last 2 nights, Miles Miller 0 for 9.
Now batting, number 44, the designated hitter, Miles Miller.
The ball came back to Nate Jenkins, and he quickly threw it into the dugout. He said, "Get rid of this baseball. I want something new." So Adams is at first base, of course, not being held on, with an 8-run lead for the Chucks. That pitch outside, ball 1. ESPN game tonight ongoing. The Dodgers lead the Padres 3-0. Here's the 1-0 inside. 2 balls, no strikes. We haven't seen a lot of ejections this year here in the Pioneer League. 2-0, called strike, 2-1. Miller batting from the left side. Jenkins, the right-hander, comes set, 2-1 pitch. That one just missed inside. It's 3-1. Thought we might hear a "come on blue," but not tonight. Three-one pitch on the way to Miller. He fouls it off over the press box. Count 3-2 with Jason Dicochea on deck. Hawks playing without one of their better players, Nate Fisbeck. 3-2, just slap foul into the bullpen of the Hawks. Fisbeck has played 15 games for Boise and has 7 home runs. He had 3 in one game. He's batting .393, and we've not seen him in this series. Jenkins to Miller, 3-2 pitch. It's going to be a ball hit between short and third. That's back-to-back base hits. Adams stops at second, and the batter is Chea. 1 out. Jason tonight is 1 for 3. Singled and scored in the first, lined to right in the third, walked in the fifth, and struck out swinging in the seventh. And that'll bring Bob Malachy out to the mound to talk with Nate Jenkins. And that'll get some activity in the Chukars bullpen. This time last night, the Chucks were down 9-0. Two outs away from win number 52 on the year, and number 28 here at home against only 12 losses, which means only 8 more home games left in the 2021 season. Hopefully a couple of playoff games, but the Chukars got to make it to the playoffs first. Home plate umpire Tegan Smith goes out and breaks up the conversation as Bob Malachy makes his way back into the dugout. Chea, 1 out, 2 on. It'll hang on Sloopy by the McCoys in the background. Here's a ground ball, could be 2. Tyler to Webb. Out at second, out at first, and out of the inning. The third double play by the Chukar infield. Final score tonight, Idaho Falls 10 and Boise 2. Back with our post-game show coming up. Score of 10-2, and let's head on down to the field with Tyler and our player of the game.
Thanks, John. Tyler Peterson here with our Domino's Pizza player of the game, Kona Quiggle. Kona, first off, let me just get a little real here. Yesterday was bad. You guys had to respond. You came out in a big way. You win tonight 10-2. What was, among you guys, the players, what were your mission tonight?
Just play better baseball. We haven't been playing as well as we know we should, so just go out there and play the game the right way, and it fell through today. So
you had 3 hits, you had 5 RBI, another 5+ RBI game for you, but that's your 3rd this year already. What were you seeing tonight? How were you hitting? You sent one the other way pretty hard. You got a nice hop there over the first baseman as well. So you take some good ones, you take some lucky ones, right?
Oh yeah. It's a tough game, so we'll take anything we can get, but just trying to stay on the ball and hit it hard.
From Michigan to Phoenix, now to Idaho Falls, you have 70 RBI in 54 games. You've done very well since becoming a Chukar. How much do you like playing here?
I love it. I love the fans, love the team, the coaching staff. This place is home now.
We appreciate that, Kona. Domino's Pizza Player of the Game, you get a large 3-topping pizza, courtesy of Domino's, Idaho Falls, Ammon, Shelley, Blackfoot, and Rigby. Enjoy your pizza. Kona, enjoy the win.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, guys.
John, back to you.
Thank you, Tyler. Congratulations to the Big Wave, Kona Quiggle, with the Player of the Game award. Back to wrap it up in just a few moments here on KSPZ, the Sports Zone. Chukars win tonight 10-2. The kids are running the bases. We mentioned former Chukars, 4 of them had a big night at Northwest Arkansas. That's AA Texas League. They won tonight 18-1. Clay Dungan went 3 for 6. Maybreeze Valoria 2 for 4. Catcher Freddie Fermin went 4 for 5 with 5 RBI and a home run. And Brewer Hicklin, he went 3 for 5, 5 RBI. He hit 2 home runs for the Northwest Arkansas team. The other Chukars had so nice, but nothing like those 4. Now here's Tyler with your Major League scoreboard.
We'll start in Oakland, California. The Mariners, a 5-1 win over the A's. Those teams now just separated by 1 game in that race for the second wild card. Angels 14-8 over the Orioles. The Orioles now 19 straight losses, John.
Wow.
Ooh. In a battle of worst teams, Pirates beat D-backs 4-2 in Pittsburgh. Rays beat Phillies 3-1 in Philadelphia. White Sox 5-2 over the Blue Jays. A 3-run home run from Jose Abreu proved to be the difference in that game. Red Sox 11-9 over the Twins at Fenway. Giants, they keep on rolling. Belt homers twice for a career-best 19 home runs. They beat the Mets 8-0 in New York. Rangers 7, Indians 3 in Cleveland. Nationals 5-1 over the Marlins in Miami. Yankees, as you said, 5-4. They keep rolling 11 straight for those Yanks. Tigers 4-3 over the Cardinals. Miguel Cabrera with home run number 501 in that 4-3 win. Brewers 7-4 over the Reds. Astros 4-0 over the Royals. 1 game was postponed. That was the Rockies at the Cubs. 1 game still in progress. It's the NL West leading, or NL West second, I should say, Dodgers, and the NL West third team, the Padres, 3-0 Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th.
You know, you mentioned the Orioles have lost 19 in a row. I think one season they opened up the year with 23 straight losses before they picked up a win. Only score in the Pioneer League was the 1 game here at Melaleuca, 10-2. Your final numbers for the Chukars: 10 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 8 men on base. And Boise, 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. They left 9 men on base. Winning pitcher Nick Floyd, he is now 8-1 on the season, the best ERA in the Pioneer League. Zach Penrod took the loss. He is 3-4. No home runs were hit in the ball game that took 3 hours and 1 minute to play in front of a crowd of 2,531. So following the worst outing of the season last year. Chukars came back, took care of business, and maybe that'll get them on a roll, Tyler, that they desperately need as we only have, 15 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, after tonight, it's
14.
Starting to whittle down. Yeah, you're right. Only 14 left after tonight, John. And this was exactly what you wanted to see out of this team. And a blowout victory is a more emphatic response to the challenge placed in front of the lap of the Chukars. The Hawks, no team had beaten the Chucks more this year than the Hawks. 11 wins against the Chukars. They've only lost 30 times this year, so more than a third was to this Boise team. But now, 11-8 in this Highway Series. More importantly, they go 1.5 games back in first place behind the Mustangs. And you're right, you need this to continue tomorrow. A tough guy on the mound tonight, and Penrod performed not so great. Tomorrow, it'll be a matchup between Daniel Silva and Matt Gabbert, and then on Thursday, Matt Dallas on the mound, so you want to be able to get at Gabbert before Dallas has a chance at you.
Once again, the final score of tonight's game, Idaho Falls 10 and Boise 2. Chukars' next game tomorrow night against, you guessed it, the Boise Hawks. Until then, for Tyler Peterson, I'm John Balgini, reminding you that Chukars Baseball is a presentation of Sand Hill Media. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, videos, and accounts of this game is prohibited without the express written consent of the Pioneer Baseball League, Sand Hill Media, and KSPZ, the Sports Zone. Tonight, the Chukars win by the score of 10-2. Good night, everybody. Good night, Jim.